In May my girlfriend Joanna, not her real name, and I decided to invite her parents to have lunch with us. The lunch was arranged for a Sunday and Joanna told her parents they could come over from noon. On Sunday morning we woke up around 10 a.m., we showered, got dressed, put the dishes on the table, put the food in the oven. Then we found ourselves kissing on the way to the bedroom. At this point in the story it is important to mention that at the beginning of the year I had given Joanna a pair of handcuffs for recreational purposes. They were simple handcuffs that had one feature, and that feature was, once closed they only open with a key. Going back to Sunday morning, I remember we got to the bedroom and Joanna went to get the handcuffs from her dresser drawer and asked me to handcuff her hands. I complied and she was stripped and handcuffed to the bed. Almost instantly we heard the doorbell ring. I looked at my cell phone and it was a few minutes past 11. Who could it be? My girlfriend had arranged to meet her parents at noon. I still had a bad feeling about it and got dressed as fast as Clark Kent when he puts his Superman uniform. With the stress of the situation I almost forgot that Joanna was handcuffed and had no way to get dressed. Get the key from the drawer, she said. I opened her dresser drawer but there was no key. The key has to be in the drawer, I always keep it in the drawer, she said, but there was no trace of the key. Meanwhile the doorbell kept ringing. I took a deep breath and realized that there was a good chance that it was my in-laws. I went to the intercom as we lived on the third floor and asked, "Who is it?" Through the intercom I heard a voice I recognized as my mother-in-law's. I think I said to the lady, "You are early, dear mother-in-law." Her reply, "We came early to help with lunch." To which I reply, "So sweet. Just a minute, we are here with a little problem." I immediately ran to the bedroom. "It's your parents," I say to Joanna. She says, "Please put some sweatpants on me, I'm getting cold." With some skill from me and some waist play from her, the pants went in. I took another deep breath and asked Joanna, "Didn't you keep the key in my dresser drawer?" We each had a dresser. Her indecision about the question gave me hope and I quickly went to open my dresser drawer. I opened the drawer and there it was. I felt like I had found the key to the Garden of Eden. I freed Joanna's hands and while she put on a t-shirt I went to the intercom to open the door for her parents who were waiting at the entrance of the building. We made an effort to pull ourselves together and disguise as much as possible the agitation of those last minutes. After they entered the apartment my father-in-law looked at us and said, "Good morning. I hope we didn't interrupt anything." Then my mother-in-law smiled and said, "Don't be impertinent, maybe they were just playing cops and robbers." Joanna and I were stunned looking at each other wondering how they could know. Looking at the mirror in the living room I had my answer. It turns out that in my haste to uncuff Joanna and my eagerness to open the door to my in-laws, I kept the handcuffs in my pocket. Don't ask me how, but for some reason they were hanging from the belt of my pants, being visible to anyone who looked at me. For a few moments I only want hiding in a bunker and staying there until the year 2030. Both lunch and the rest of that family reunion were dominated by embarrassment. And in the evening, just before leaving the apartment, my father-in-law patted me on the back and whispered, "See you tomorrow, officer." It's been a while since this happened, but the truth is that whenever we are with her parents there is an uneasiness in the air. And all because on that Sunday in May I was unable to hide the handcuffs. As much as I try to be positive, that Sunday in May I screwed up. TLDR inviting my in-laws for lunch. Being surprised by their arrival, having the cold blood to solve an embarrassing situation. And when everything seemed resolved managing to ruin everything. Note, the translation was made from Portuguese to English and I apologize for any translation errors. Thanks for reading.